Hello and welcome to Voices of Parenting podcast. I am so glad you're here. My name is Mussi. I am an advanced nurtured heart approach trainer. I am a parenting coach. I am also an inner wealth coach, which means that I help people rediscover and connect to the people that they truly were all along, but may have gotten forgotten along the way. So to find out more about me and what I offer, you can check out mussidiskin.com. I would love to connect and I would love to hear your feedback. Reach out to energizinghearts@gmail.com. Thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Hello, everybody. Today we are back with Yiska. We did a recording a while back, I think about the CTI, right? That was our topic last time. And maybe we did another one after that. I don't remember.
It was like in February.
Yeah. Anyway, I think it's really cool that you're here. And I'm going to speak to that for a minute. I put out a thing like, hey, anyone who wants to be on the podcast, because I'm not doing any recordings over August, and I want to have like a library of a bunch of them so that I could just go off the grid and do mommying, being that there's no camps or anything here in August. And Yiska, you reached out and you were like, hey, I want to do this, and not because you're inspired. Quite the opposite. So I think that it is so beautiful that you saw this as an opportunity to dive back in and say, like, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to help myself get back inspired. That is definitely why I've always done everything I do, is like, how do I stay in the program? I want to stay in the program. I don't want to fall off the wagon. Help me. Okay, this helps me. Let me do this. So can you tell us a little bit about what's going on and why it is that you're so uninspired right now, or more about the feelings that you're having?
I could say that this past year has been like hard, that would be like giant understatement. So after 9 years, I got pregnant, which was really exciting. And into the pregnancy, pretty early on, I don't know if I was like 15 weeks or something like that, we saw in an ultrasound that there was something with the baby. Took time to figure out exactly what it was. And we had like a pretty good idea. We didn't know for sure that the baby was going to have Down syndrome. So that was just a roller coaster from first seeing that there was something wrong and it could have been like 1,000 different things, not knowing if the pregnancy was going to, be viable, and then finding out, Down syndrome, and just having to cope with that, not knowing like for sure. And it was just such an intense roller coaster of emotion, being so happy to be pregnant and excited and scared. And then in addition, we just had like some other challenges with other areas of our family life. Like we just had kind of like almost every area of our family life had challenges come up this year. And I was also doing a master's, like I was in the middle of doing this master's when all of this started happening. And so it's just been a crazy intense year. So our baby was born the beginning of June, and he does have Down syndrome. Thank God he's generally very healthy, which is, Down's children can have heart problems, and he's generally healthy. So that's a big blessing that we're really grateful for. But it's still a journey. Like I have so many conflicting emotions. I love him so much, and he's so sweet and yummy. And also I feel like it's not fair. Like we waited so long for this baby, and this isn't, what I signed up for. And then I feel like super guilty for thinking that. So there's just like a lot of conflicting big, feelings. And we have other children. We have a 14-year-old, 12-year-old, and twins that are almost 9. So they also have these feelings like of feeling angry, like it's not fair. And then I think especially the older ones feel like they feel badly that they don't want to maybe acknowledge that they're angry. They don't want to there's a lot of like dissonance with all of these feelings, and they love him. They fight over him. He's adorable. He's just the sweetest baby. So it's not like, but then at the same time, there's negative emotions also. So it's like confusing and overwhelming. And I guess really, I think it was, what was yesterday? Monday. Yeah. Yesterday, I really had, I guess some space was opening in my awareness to say I'm really angry. And then I was like, wait, anger is not what I want to bring to my family, to my interactions with my children. And that's literally, when you posted, does anyone there was the opening and it was right there for you to fill it with your request if anyone's available. So, and as I said to you, I started I had this thought, like maybe Nurtured Heart's just not for me. Like I'm just not that parent. And then to me, like I've had that thought before and I'm like, no, wait a minute. Like that's when I'm like, wait, I need to reset. This is Nurture is for me, for my family. I'm not giving up. I just have to reset and, and make that shift. So thank you for the invitation.
Wow, the timing is wild and also so relatable. Like that's life for me. It's like that opening and then like, okay, there it is. We
Yeah.
spoke about this. And it's like I'm gonna translate, but it's like a Bible story about Abraham and Isaac when Abraham was asked to sacrifice his son Isaac, and Isaac is on the altar and he's about to sacrifice him, and then God's like, "Don't do it," and he's like, "Okay, I'm so confused. Like, I don't get what's happening here. Am I supposed to? Am I not supposed to?" And then he like lifts his eyes, and there's a ram, and like that's the answer. The answer is the ram. He's going to be sacrificing the ram instead of his son. And I feel like in parenting, it feels like that a lot, where it's like it feels like the only way forward is a sacrifice. Like it feels like the only way forward is that it's the end. Like this doesn't make sense. It doesn't. This isn't supposed to be what it's supposed to be. And there's that either denial of it or fighting with it or anger about it, all of that of like, what? And then we're like, okay, God, whatever, like I guess you want me to do this, like I don't get it, this wouldn't be my choice, isn't that what I asked for? But like, okay, like how long am I gonna fight, and then we like lift our eyes and
Right.
there's the ram, like, or there's something that like shows up that's like, wait a second here, like this doesn't, this isn't right. There's like the voice of God, right? Like don't do this quite the way that you had in mind. And then it's
Right.
like, well, I don't know what's next. And we lift up our eyes from like this surrender
Mm-hmm.
place, not like a fighting place, but from a surrender place. And then it's like, okay, I guess this is what's next. And then we just take that one step. Like we don't know what's after that step. We don't know if the shift's going to happen, if there's going to be, are you going to walk away from this podcast feeling inspired? I have no idea. But like you like lifted your eyes and there was a ram, so you took the ram, like that's a lot of times how I feel like life is and parenting is. And I just respect your willingness to like bring yourself so openly and transparently to the table and to the podcast and to me, and be like, this is where I am, and be so ready to like receive whatever it is that the world is going to offer you like next, but to just be so
I
honest about
think I know that I have gained so much from, like, let's say at the CTI, what you shared and modeled, and what Sarah, like, what she shared and modeled in your parenting. And I think it's like a trap that we can fall into to think, like, if this is hard, if it's not working, then it's not for me. And that's why I feel like it's even more important to share and say, like, no, this, like, here, I've been doing Nurtured Heart for, I don't know, 6 years or something like that. Like it's this constant process of resetting, and it's not. You don't need to reset because you failed. Like it's all part of the process. Like I think that it's very almost automatic that we think like, oh, I messed up. Okay, like I failed. It's not for me. I can't do this. That's why it's so important to share that it's all part of Nurtured Heart. I hope I'm being coherent because I'm like sleep deprived.
You're there's so many different like pieces of nurture heart that I feel like apply to this very moment. And one of them is like that bar of expectation that we want to bring down to like baby steps of like, okay, what is greatness in this moment? Just the fact that you're so close postpartum with such a rocky pregnancy, having known before the baby was born that there was something up, and that roller coaster ride of what is it, and is it this, is it that, and not knowing what the medical condition would be. And, like even coming, I mean, I think that's what I'm understanding you saying. The Down syndrome became apparent, but you don't know what the medical condition is going to be and how the baby's going to be. And then the baby's born and your family and just the whole dynamic. And you're still so new in all of this. So, like, what's the bar of expectation here? Like, a
Mm-hmm.
mom who's postpartum who doesn't have the pregnancy you had and doesn't have a Down syndrome, a whole like new world that you're just like a universe that you're entering now. Like, who knows, for the rest of your life, really. And think about, just remind yourself, like after the twins or even a single baby, like remind yourself what it was like postpartum is a lot, pregnancy is a lot, it's a lot without any extra reasons, without any extra intensity. You already make sense. The bar of expectation already is so low to say like, I don't know if nurtured heart is for me. Like, I don't have it in me. Like, there's no inner wealth here. There's no greatness. Like, I don't know all of this, like, positivity. Like, I can't. It's not. I don't know. Like, it's, and then on top of that, you add on all the other things that have been going on this year and everything, and you're like, who are you that you're like so open to becoming to that opening you talked about yesterday, but that like being so self-reflective and aware of how your kids are feeling and how you're feeling and how you're all processing and the dissonance, and to be so there's this presence that needs to be here for you to be able to even be aware of all of this stuff. And that
Mm-hmm.
presence, the prerequisite for presence is a certain level of safety, which you've obviously built with yourself over your life on earth. That when you're not even faced, when you're like beaten and beaten and beaten and beaten, there's still a connection you have with yourself. You don't run into the other options, into the coping skills that take you away from presence. You're still able to be present enough to be like, whoa, I think I'm angry. Like, I don't want to have this. This isn't how I want to show up. There's so much self reflection and presence that you have managed to stay with in this. And that's like, that's huge. It's so kind. It's so loving. It's so humble. Like there's so much beauty to that ability to still be with Yiska. You know, like you haven't abandoned Yiska in all of this. Like you're still here. That's huge. And I think that's so beautiful. And I don't know. It's huge. And
I definitely am going to own that because I think that it's something that I had to heal a lot from, like in my childhood, sort of self abandonment that I think, can be a result of like difficult circumstances in childhood. And I can't say like it's a process, I think, of being able to be present, and like challenges can pull us away from ourselves, and like that externalizing way of coping or internalizing and beating ourselves up. But ultimately, it's all part of life, these challenges and these really hard moments. And when we can stay present, at least we're not making things worse. Like, I don't know, right after the baby was born, I remember like being in the hospital bed, like, and I couldn't move because I was like, so exhausted. And our kids were like in the parking lot, like waiting, like they were waiting to see me and to see the baby. And we hadn't told them, that the baby had Down syndrome yet. And they came in, and we were kind of like feeling it out. Like, first of all, honestly, like I really had no idea how to tell them. I had absolutely no idea how to handle this at all. And like they could see when they saw the baby, they could see, right? And they were just like all devastated. And it was like this incredible moment of complete like powerlessness. Like I just had a baby. I'm so exhausted. I could barely move. Like literally I could barely move. And it's like this is our reality right now. Like, and it's really hard. But I was present and I didn't go into, I don't know, like WMDs or like getting upset at my kids. Like, I don't know, you should be grateful. There's so many alternatives to being present because the present is really painful. But in the long run, being present is the only way to get through it without making other problems, like making things worse, and I just remember like being like, okay, God, I'm here in this hospital bed. I'm just going to love my children, all of them, even this one that, was an unexpected delivery, whatever. And it's that I think that you mentioned surrender before. I think it is that surrender to being in the moment and like accepting whatever's happening that really is where the power comes from, which I guess is like a kind of counterintuitive, like you're saying. Yeah. Yeah.
Yiska, like, if only you could see yourself in the way that I'm sure everybody listening to this is seeing you. Like, just, first of all, you're describing that this wasn't the normal for you always to stay present. And your clarity and your stand of staying present is what I can do to not make things worse. And I think like another piece of Nurtured Heart is like that's such a beautiful rendition of stand one. Like I think that's what stand one is. Like it's not I don't always have the clarity. I don't always know when this thing is going to stop or end or even how to make it end. I don't know that I can make it end. Like I don't know. But I know that what I can do, like the stand one is a lack of doing, right? It's not a doing, it's a lack of doing. When the negativity is present, when the rule break is present, when it is intense in this
Right.
moment, anything I do will make it worse. And so that's why I'm refusing to energize. Not because it's okay, not because I like it, not because I don't want it to stop. Of course I want it to stop, but I know that in this moment because there's negativity, because it feels negative. Anything I do is just going to make it worse. So I'm just going to stay present. Like that's like maybe that's what stand one really is presence. Presence without any strings attached, just presence. And being ready to wait for stand two to show up and stand three to show up. Like sometimes they don't show up right away. Like, I don't know, you know?
Like there have been times over the last, whatever, I don't know, since we found out that I have not been present and I've been activated and angry and whatever, a mess of asking. And I have this memory of a story that you shared, I think at the CTI, that about you were holding a mattress. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
I don't remember like exactly how you got to be holding this mattress and really upset about something, but that you said you were holding this mattress and you were like running through this dance in your head, and I would recall that, and I would be like I really should, part of the part of your brain that's like the logical whatever part is like, do that, don't do this, what you're doing right now, this is not helping you.
Yeah.
It's like,
Which
I mean, I
and
think that
it's not in our reach. I actually like, okay, so listeners, you're going to hear this in order if you're listening to every podcast. I literally did a recording yesterday where I talked about my morning yesterday, but it's not going to be yesterday when you hear this. It's going to be the next week. But I was talking to Marcy, and literally I was talking about yesterday morning. The whole morning I was like, Mussi, like crack a smile. You're not helping anyone by being so tense. Like just like there was obvious greatness. My kids were doing great. I wasn't doing great. My kids were doing great. I was like, just turn around, connect, like no, that's me. Like, no, I'm not. I can't. But my reset for that moment is staying in the stand one. What presence looks like for me in that moment is the presence to stay present with the fact that no, I'm not interested or ready to do nurtured heart right now. I'm not interested or ready to connect. I don't want to. Leaning into my kids right now feels like abandoning me. And because I'm tense and I'm overwhelmed and I need to do. And like, that's the truth of the moment for me, is that's where I am, which is like a general great rule break, right? Like I'd love to be in presence and mindfulness and connection. And so being away from those things is, in my value system, like a reset for me, because I'm breaking a rule. I'm not. But if I'm breaking a rule, if I'm in that negative moment, like that's not the moment to start like fixing myself and like bringing myself back to the stands. And that's way too much involvement in this negative moment. In this moment, I just need to get through the moment, like till the rule is broken, till the rule breaking stops. Like, I don't know where the reset is. I don't know when it will come, but right now I'm not open to it. So I just like clenched my fists and got through the morning and finished it. And the reset came, however it came. But like, that's nurtured heart on me, and I come first. So like, nurtured heart on me is that when I'm in that moment where I can't get the 3 stands going, I can't do the typical nurtured heart reset, then I'm still in rule break. So no energizing negativity, just presence. We're just narrating presence. You're not in a great space right now. That's hard. And if there's greatness to be found, I'll find it. If not, we're just going to keep moving. Like, we're just going to keep.
But like when I'm hearing you describe that, I'm seeing, let's see, first of all, I'm seeing you taking care of yourself. Like, we are not designed to go, like to be on 100% all the time and be in greatness all the time. But we're human beings. We're not robots. And being able to hold space for yourself, that you're not in a great place without without beating yourself up, or like you're letting yourself be human, and you're modeling to your children how to cope with their human moments and making it okay. Because like, if the adult is okay being imperfect, then it's okay for the child to be imperfect.
I love what you said, and I want to take it and like invite everybody to play it back of like what we just talked about. Now, when you reset your kid, remember that. Because like when they're in reset, they're not like out of the game or bad or wrong or off. Like, no, they're not designed to be in greatness all the time. So we're just being present without making things worse and allowing this to unfold and giving them space and time to come back to their greatness, because they will. And like, we're just being clear, that's it. But we know them, we know who they are. We'll get back to ourselves. We'll get there. Like, we're at 22 minutes. I cannot believe it. I
Oh,
cannot
wow.
believe it. This was so beautiful and connecting and meaningful. And thank you for letting us like have
Thank
this
you.
on camera. I don't know like what you're available for right now in this moment of your life, but I know that in the past you've shared your email for people to reach out if they wanted to connect. I don't know. Did you want to do that this time?
Sure. Yeah. It's munsynurturedheart@gmail.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's Yiska. And thank you so much.
Thank you
This
for
is
this
a real gift.
opportunity. It really it helped me so much to like hear you give the Nurtured Heart framework to, I don't know, everything that I'm going through in my life, and just to remind me of like the structure, like of Nurtured Heart,
Yeah.
and to see it through that lens. So
And
thank
that's
you.
the crazy thing of what you said before about just because it's hard doesn't mean it's not working. The nature of Nurtured Heart is that in hard, we just reapply it. We just reapply it and reapply it. Wherever we're at, we just reapply it. And it's like it doesn't have a cap. It doesn't have an end. It doesn't have like, okay, like I did all the punishments I have, or I did all the rewards I have, and it's still not working. So what now? I guess we need, or like we tried the medication and we tried the therapy and it's just not working. It's just, okay, so now we're in a new moment and we're going to reapply it. Yeah. All right. I'm going to stop this recording or else I'm going to go on forever.
Okay.
Bye, audience. Hey, wait, don't go yet. Take a minute to find the beautiful quality that you have, that you appreciate about yourself.